Spill your guts. Who wants to go first? All right, I will.
Spill my guts. Fuck. Beetlejuice 2 was better than Beetlejuice 1. I said it. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Recognize this puss. Never seen that shit before in my life. Or afterlife.
The juice is loose. And the juice brought it. Legacy sequels here lately have been a trend over these last few years, and honestly, some of them's been great, and some of them have been kind of misses, in my opinion. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice is a recent one of those trends, and it has just recently came out to theaters, and after seeing the mixed reviews and watching the film for myself, I'm here to tell you, I fucking love this film! That's a little bit too energetic. However, I did love this film. And that's just saying it. When I actually watched the first Beetlejuice, I've seen it a lot when I was a kid. I watched it for the first time a few days ago, as I said in my review, my previous video, that I didn't really care for the first one as much as I thought I did in the past. I'm here to tell you, Beetlejuice 2, it killed expectations, and it was a good film. I loved it. Now, that's being said with the film having a few issues. You know, I'm trying to critique these films, and I'm going to have a few nitpicks. Just to kind of give you guys a few fair warnings before you guys go see this film. This will be a spoiler-free review. I will not be getting into any details of the film besides what's been shown early in the trailers. But I will say this film is up there, like, you know, in legacy sequels. I feel like it did a good job, such as like Top Gun Maverick did for the first Top Gun film. That's where I'm at on this film. Well, with that being said, let's get into the Beetlejuice review. Now, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice follows 3 generations of the Dietz family returning home to Winter River after an unexpected family tragedy. Still haunted by Beetlejuice, Lydia's life soon gets turned upside down when her rebellious teenage daughter discovers a mysterious portal to the afterlife. When someone says Beetlejuice's name 3 times, the mischievous demon gleefully returns to unleash his own brand of mayhem. The film sees Tim Burton back in the director's chair for his sequel to his cult classic hit Beetlejuice from the 1988 film. The film sees the return of Michael Keaton as a demon Beetlejuice, of course. Winona Ryder is back, and Catherine O'Hara as Lydia and Delia Dietz. With, of course, newcomers to the franchise, such as Jenna Ortega playing Astrid Dietz, Justin Theroux as Rory, William Dafoe, Monica Bellucci, and Arthur Conti. I'm terrible with names, so I apologize if those was butchered. Same as my freaking speech, I can't talk. Rory, of course, plays Ryder's love interest in the film. William Dafoe, I'm not going to explain and discuss what his character is, but he is freaking awesome. And he's hilarious throughout the film. Monica Bellucci plays Beetlejuice's ex-wife, which draws out Beetlejuice's backstory, which was awesome in the film. And Arthur Conti plays a subplot character, which I won't go into detail about. Let's start with the positives. As again, I have way more positives to this film than negatives. The film did a great job providing a few of where our characters have gone from the previous 36 years and introducing new characters into the world. The cast overall is a good mixture, had great chemistry in my view. The cast in the film felt more alive. They was more interesting and just made you more invested in this film than they did the first. That's just my opinion. I felt the first film was dull, lacking heart. I didn't really care for the 2 main ghosts. The only person I cared about in the first film was Beetlejuice. He was the only one that I felt that was interesting. Of course, the creativity and the world building continues, and it's just so cool to watch a Tim Burton film and just see his designs and his world building experience, his techniques, his experience doing so. I truly believe he's one of the best to do it. And then seeing some of the ghosts, etc., in the afterlife and how they died was just, you know, cool, and it was funny at times. The film itself felt like it had heart compared to the first one. Michael Keaton has not lost a step in as Beetlejuice, and of course is the best part of the film once again, as he was in the first film. Jenna Ortega brought a new piece to the franchise and has become a great young star. She was great in this film. I loved her, and I love her in every film she's been in so far. Winona Ryder was more interesting and done a better job in this film than she did as a teenager in the first film. Not to be annoying, but I didn't really care for her in the first film, and she, over years, has blossomed into a great actress. And And in the film, providing a way to close past characters was well done in my opinion, such as how they portrayed Charles Dietz, his character in this film, and how they went about it since they couldn't bring back Jeffrey Jones. And if no one knows, the reason why he wasn't brought back was because he pleaded no contest in 2003 to charges of possession of child pornography and was registered as a sex offender for the rest of his life. So thank you, Tim Burton. Thank you for not bringing a piece of shit back into the industry, and he deserves what he got. And of course, the two original stars of Beetlejuice, who played the two ghosts, Burton stated in an interview he wanted to expand the story, not go back to those two characters. However, in my view, I believe they didn't go back to those characters because the aging and CGI costs money. It would have been a waste of time and money to do so just to bring them back for a scene or two. And honestly, they wasn't needed for the story, and I didn't like them in the first film. Now, some of my negatives. The film's pacing at the beginning is a little slow, but, it's understandable to do, due to having to take time to introduce these new characters and to show us where our previous characters have been. The subplots, I thought they was interesting and good, but at the same time, they get handled pretty fast, especially Monica Bellucci's character, who plays as Beetlejuice's ex-wife. She's a huge part of this film throughout it, and it kind of leads to an anticlimactic ending. And at the end of the film, it just gets handed quicker than I would have wanted it to. So that's probably the only thing I would change in this film. She's a pretty interesting character, and what she's doing throughout the film is awesome. And the effects with what she does is amazing. And I loved it and laughed every time it happened. Especially what happens to Danny DeVito. He's in this film for a brief period of time. It's awesome. Just to, show her like that and then just kind of end it fast was just kind of a letdown in my opinion. And then, the look of the Santa worm I felt like was kept the same as it was in the first film, which I really didn't care for, but at the same time, I would love to have seen a more realistic version of the Santa worm. But I understand Burton's view and what he wanted to do, so, And then also how they handle Beetlejuice's rules at times. They're handled sometimes where they don't make sense. But, all this stuff, all these negative nitpicks, I kind of tend to let it go because Beetlejuice itself is a film that it's not supposed to be taken seriously, and it's just a funny horror comedy. Overall, the film has a great story. The cast is great. The world is creative. It's pretty. Burton builds upon it. As from the first one, 36 years later, it's an awesome film. It's also set up in the Halloween time season, so it's a great film to put on a TV during the Halloween season when it comes out. And of course, if you love the first film, you're going to end up liking this one or even loving it. Me personally, I thought the first film was dull. I did not care for it after watching it a few nights ago. I fucking love this second film. And unlike the first film, I could easily see me having this film on every October. I honestly think this is going to be a great sequel, a great classic. And I'm really hoping they don't drop the ball and they end up doing one more film because, you bring it back for a second film, you have to do a third one called Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. You just have to do it. In the end, I give this film a 9.5, meaning this will be the first film I am giving RC's golden approval. And I do recommend seeing this film in theaters if you have not yet done it. Get to the theaters, go watch this film. It is very entertaining. It's very funny. Michael Keaton's a blast. The film, I believe, runs close to 2 hours. I think it's a little bit over an hour and 45 minutes. I could be wrong. I believe it's between an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. But with that, again, I want to thank you guys for taking your time to watch my video, this movie review, and taking your time to just watch my channel. If you've not yet done it, please give me a thumbs up. It helps the YouTube algorithm. You try saying that 5 times fast. Subscribe if you haven't. And, of course, if you've seen Beetlejuice, let me know down below. Did you guys enjoy the film? Did you guys like it? What did you hate about it? As always, I appreciate you guys. I will see you ghosts and ghouls next time.